Your first thought about the new Hyundai Tucson might well be, is there really space in the market for yet another SUV? Because let's face it, what was once a niche is now the norm, with SUVs more popular than One Direction. Yes, I did just say that. We can forgive the Tucson though, because it's not a new contender in the SUV ranks, it's in fact the return of an old name. And as it's raining and I've forgotten my coat, I think we'll continue inside the car. That's better. Right, Hyundai first launched the Tucson in 2004, and then it replaced it with the iX35 in 2009, but then it decided its naming strategy was becoming a bit confusing. So for this car, it's gone back to Tucson, because that's not confusing, is it? Anyway, space. Yeah, it's good actually. Loads of legroom, loads of headroom, even with this panoramic sunroof. You can adjust the backrest slightly, which is nice. And there's room for 3 adults actually, because there's only a low lump in the floor here for the transmission tunnel, and it's nice and wide as well. That's because the Tucson is longer and wider than the iX35 and has a bigger boot. Speaking of boots, it also trumps those of the Ford Kuga and Nissan Qashqai. Long gone are the days when Hyundai interiors felt cheap. In fact, the Tucson's probably its finest effort to date, and while details like this silver metal, it's plastic, aren't fooling anybody, the overall look and feel is very good. There's also lots of useful storage space, cup holders, big glove box, big storage compartment under the armrest. It's really good. We also like these nice clear heater controls, although they could do with being mounted slightly higher on the dash, and the 8-inch touchscreen works a treat. So, commanding driving position, check. Strong diesel engines, tick. Car-like handling, yeah, pretty much. Actually, the Hyundai is a pretty good car. You can have a 1.6 petrol engine, but if I were you, I would go for one of the diesels, which have that mid-range slug of torque that you want in an SUV. There's a 1.7 with 114 horsepower, or a 2 litre with either 134 horsepower or 182 horsepower. None are what you would call fast, but the 2 litre in particular provides perfectly acceptable performance, combined with fuel economy of about 40 mpg in real-world driving. As far as gearboxes go, all Tucsons are available with a 6-speed manual, plus there are 2 automatic options. The first is a dual clutch, but that's only available on the petrol engine, and actually in our experience isn't all that impressive. The other is this 6-speed torque converter, which you can get on the diesels. It's a much smoother unit, really suits an SUV like this. The Tucson has a much stiffer body shell than the old iX35, which, combined with sensible suspension tuning, means a really nice balance between ride and handling. So it doesn't wallow too much in corners, and the steering is nicely responsive. Would I like a bit more feel through the wheel? Well, yes, but to be honest, so few of these SUVs offer that kind of tactile feedback that it seems a bit unfair to criticise the Hyundai. More important are that the seats are supportive and road and wind noise aren't too intrusive, meaning long journeys won't be a problem. All in all then, there's plenty to like about the Hyundai Tucson. This version even has 4-wheel drive, although most will be perfectly happy with a front-wheel drive one. And you can't knock Hyundai's 5-year unlimited mileage warranty. Along with a good standard specification, that warranty helps prop up residual values. And with the Tucson starting from £18,700, it's competitively priced for this kind of car. While it would be stretching things to put the Tucson right at the top of the class, it's actually not far off. If you're in the market for a Nissan Qashqai, a Renault Kadjar, a Ford Kuga, or any other of those family-friendly SUVs, you'd do very well to put one of these on your shortlist. You can read reviews of all the SUVs by clicking here to go to Telegraph Car's website, and if you click here, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go and get my coat.